Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Mark Rodriguez.
Paige.
And you're watching Mark and Paige at the movies. We just got back to watching the Wolverine, and it's a pretty interesting movie. Basically, it's about Wolverine's adventures in Japan and stuff like that. And as you know, Wolverine's main power is, of course, his healing power, so nothing really kills him. I mean, he can take stabs and gunshots or whatever. And this movie,
arrow to the knee.
Yeah, an arrow to the knee. And in this movie, he actually gets infected with something that turns him back to normal. It undoes his healing effect. So he has this whole big adventure to go through with ninjas and people stealing this daughter and a whole bunch of stuff. But now he's actually getting damaged. He's getting shot and stabbed, and it's actually hurting him and slowing him down. And he's bleeding to death and stuff like that. So now it's a whole other adventure about this movie. So what do you think of the movie, Paige?
Well, originally I didn't care to see it, but I was kind of dragged into it, but I'm happy that I got dragged into the movie. I liked the movie. It was action-packed. There's some things. Well, Jean was, I don't know if that would ruin big...
No, we might as well mention that because I was going to say that.
Jean, I didn't understand the whole point because I never really watched the X-Men movie, so I'm not really up to date with that kind of stuff, so I didn't know about it.
Yes, and that's one of the things that surprised me too. One of the first things that came to mind was when they showed the flashbacks of Jean Grey, was like, oh, so this takes place after the X-Men movies. Okay, because I kind of thought that this was going to be like Wolverine Origins, where it takes place before he ever met the X-Men. So I was kind of surprised at that. So this is basically a sequel to the X-Men movies, not so much a sequel to the first Wolverine movie. And I also felt kind of weird because Jean Grey is supposed to be Cyclops girl and everything, and now all of a sudden she loves him.
Affairs.
Yeah, but it just feels so...
It doesn't stop at humans.
I know, but it feels so wrong. All those little scenes with her talking to him and begging him and stuff, I'm like, you're supposed to be Cyclops girl, you cheating bitch, you know. And that's what I was thinking.
Cheating doesn't stop at humans.
Yes.
Even in the mutant world.
Yes, and other weird things, we had this Viper woman character, very interesting. I've personally never heard of her in the comics or anything.
Don't look me. I asked you first.
Yeah, and well, she has like all kinds of poison powers, and she has like a snake-like tongue, and she stabs and cuts people, and she gets like she can spit or even breathe poison into people's faces and stuff like that. And she's the one that actually infects Wolverine somehow. And then, of course, we have the villain, of course, was the Silver Samurai, which you've probably heard about. And I was surprised that they made him so giant-sized in the movies. I don't know. I guess he's kind of tall, but normal size. But here he's like a giant, basically a giant robot, you know. That was pretty interesting.
Iron Man.
And yes, it's like Samurai Iron Man and everything.
I didn't know Tony Stark was Japanese.
Yes.
Har har har.
Yes, har har har. So anyways, it was a pretty interesting movie. It's pretty interesting. For people that I guess ever wondered how Wolverine would be if he was actually vulnerable and could get killed, it's an interesting movie. A lot of stuff happens in this movie that's pretty interesting, and well, it's a pretty good movie. I mean, I guess it might be kind of boring for some people because it's not, I mean, it's not
I thought would be.
Yeah, because it's not as you know, superhero-y. I mean, maybe at the end when you see Silver Samurai, but the rest of the movie, they're just fighting against like the Yakuza and ninjas and stuff, so it's not very, you know...
Like the game, the whatever.
Yeah, they're not very, like, you know, not...
They're not a group of bad guys, they're just like a gang.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of people flying around shooting lasers and a whole bunch of comic booky stuff, you know, that kind of stuff.
Even the first movie I didn't watch till I caught it on FX, so I never watched any of those X-Men movies or the Wolverine movie until it like hit TV. That's the only time I actually watched them.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, this wraps it up for this episode, I think. I'm not sure if you have any other thoughts you want to add.
Recommendation.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. It's kind of worth watching. It's just you gotta keep yourself an open mind with it. It is a very kind of deep plot with the whole Japanese mafia and trying to get this girl because like the inheritance goes to her, like all that kind of plot and stuff. That's I guess you might say it's a bit more grounded and real than just, you know, mutants flying around left and right and stuff like that. So if you have the patience for that and you want to dig into the whole
patience.
Yes. And if you want to dig into the whole what if Wolverine didn't have his healing powers, you might want to see this movie. It's pretty interesting. And this is one of the movies that actually has things at the end after the credits too. So you want to stay after the credits too.
It's not literally after the credits, it's after the main people, then the the scene happens, and then the rest of the credits. It's mid. I was thinking it's like way after the credits, because from what he says, I was thinking it's gonna be like a long wait. But it was just like halfway through the credits before the actual boring stuff, and then the scene, then the boring stuff where you could just leave. So it's just middle. So I don't know if there's anything after the big credits, but I don't think so.
Probably
because that
not.
scene is epic.
It's pretty epic.
Because
I don't think
the Pawn Stars old man
it was.
gets his.
It was not the old man from.
Yes,
Pawn
it was the
Stars.
old man.
Well, it's someone that might remind you of the old man from. Pawn
No, it was
Stars.
the old man.
Yes,
He was the first person that came into mind when I first saw him. Like, dude, it's the old man.
Yes.
He's
So,
gonna steal your pies.
yeah. So, anyways, guys, this is Mark Rodriguez.
Paige.
Yep, and this Mark and Paige at the movies. We'll be seeing you at the movies.
It was the old man.
Oh, you. It was not the old.
Yes, it was the old man. Seriously.